There's a lot of news that happened here in the United States, and here's a recap in case you missed some of it. First, the FBI has just executed a search warrant in Fulton County's election warehouse, which is located in Georgia. There, the FBI seized material from the 2020 election. We're talking about ballots, tapes, ballot images, and voter rolls. County officials say that they actually came with an original warrant that wasn't good. It was challenged and later came back with the correct one before going in and taking this stuff. This is, of course, all about the Trump administration looking in to see whether or not Trump actually lost Fulton County, in which, in all of the investigations that already took place, yes, Trump lost Fulton County. Trump allies continue to this day to push claims that there was voter fraud in that area, even though it was debunked, and Judy Giuliani actually had to pay $148 million to two election workers for defamation. And some U.S. officials are, of course, condemning this raid, calling it a continuation of Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election, and also warning that this could be about control as the midterms are coming up this year. Next, we move over to Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who sat down in front of Congress to answer a lot of questions and ruled out that the United States would not be ruling out using force in Venezuela, saying that the president reserves the right to act in self-defense. Also was insisting that the U.S. is not currently planning any strikes in Venezuela. Rubio also confirmed that dozens of boat strikes killed 126 people at least since September. He also mentioned that security guarantees with Ukraine are ongoing. He also mentioned that the United States will not be using force when it comes to Greenland, and then also mentioned that the force of action could be happening in Iran, sort of. And I say that because it's up in the air. It feels like every other day they're using it, they're not using it. And lastly, we move over to the government shutdown because we're days away from the US government partially shutting down if these bills don't get funded. But at the heart of this is ICE. Essentially, senators on both sides want to see reforms when it comes to ICE. And there's funding in here, and so some are saying we need to ban them wearing masks. Other ones saying we need to remove the funding for ICE and maybe discuss this at another time. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer is demanding A ban on masks, B, they need to wear some kind of body cams, C, independent investigations, and D, tighter coordination with any kind of local officials and police. Republicans say, well, if you try to make these changes when it comes to DHS, then guess what? The partial shutdown could be happening. Though I do need to tell you, they could just shove that half for now and vote everything else in and everything will be dandy, but that's a showdown that could happen by the end of this weekend. All of this aside, folks, please do sign up for my free newsletter. I'm going to be emailing it out in about 45 minutes. It breaks down the news from around the world. All the links to all my other platforms are in the description of my bio here on TikTok. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. Stay safe.